Because these are the guys who sort of generate huge responses from a cross-current of the community, not only Republicans, Democrats, Independents, young, old. I think Mark Cuban fits that bill as well, not only as the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, but he's got this silly show on CNBC or something, Shark something or another. But the guy is brilliant, and he is a billionaire, and he's a pretty shrewd business person. And right now he's on the phone with us. Mark Cuban, good to have you.
Hey, Neil, how are you?
I'm fine, my friend. Donald Trump, what do you make of this?
I think it's great. I mean, I was, an anybody but Cruz guy. I like Donald. I think it just shows how tribal the United States has become. I don't even think we're partisan anymore. I think we're tribal. And Donald has got that whole what about me tribe running behind him, and he's excited them to come out and vote for him, and it's going to make for an interesting election.
Everyone seems to be saying, at least on the left, Mark, that he is going to be dead meat, that he's going to get annihilated. Even Republicans are saying they fear not only will he go down to a blazing defeat, the Senate will go down as well. That big, what do you say?
No, not at all. I think he's got a shot. Now, I'm not here to handicap it and say it's a sure thing by a long shot. But I think what's happened is, for a while people got turned on to the Tea Party, and they were asking, okay, what about me? What can you do for me? And the Tea Party stood up, the conservatives stood up, and they said, we think we can take care of you. That fell apart. And so Donald recognized early on that, look, it's not about issues at all. A lot of people could care less. All they care about is what are you going to do for me? And Donald addressed immigration. He addressed, trade. He addressed all these things. No substance whatsoever. But he said to people who were concerned about themselves, I can fix it. I can fix it.
But is that good enough, Mark? I mean, eventually you have to spell out your plan, right?
No, I don't think you do.
Okay, that's interesting.
This is going to be Donald Trump is going to run the Seinfeld campaign. It's going to be the campaign about nothing.
And you're okay with that?
It is what it is. It's not a question of whether or not I'm okay with it.
Will you support it?
I don't know who I'm going to vote for yet at this point in time. I want to see it play out. There's no reason to make a decision now.
Well,
there's things I like about
you have been very frank in the beginning. I mean, you had your tussles with Trump, and
Sure.
When's the last time you talked to him?
Probably about 3 weeks ago.
Really? And
yeah.
Do you mind what were you talking about?
Yeah, we just various things. Donald's a sports fan, and he'll. When the Mavs have a big win or whatever. Actually, it was 2 weeks ago. Okay. When the Mavs have a big win or something, he'll call and congratulate me, and we'll talk about some things. And I tell him I don't support a lot of his policies, but I like the way he's energized people, and I really think he tapped into the fact that this is not about issues anymore. There are people out there that want to know what are you going to do for them. They don't trust government, and if they already know the government is not going to do what they need to help them get jobs or help protect them, then let's turn to somebody who may not get into any detail whatsoever, but at least it sounds like he's going to try to answer the what about me question. And now, like I said, it's going to be a Seinfeld campaign, the campaign about nothing, because the more Donald talks about issues, the more it plays right into the hand of Hillary, and the more the eyes of his what about me tribe glazes over. They don't pay attention to it. And I think he picked up on that early on, and that was brilliant by him.
You're a Maverick in your own, no pun intended, with your team, but you have to get deals done, right? You have to keep moving. I can't believe I'm saying all these cliches, the ball forward. Now, the rap against Donald Trump is successful businessman, but they're going to throw that back in his face, saying, well, wait a minute, you're not that successful. First of all, we don't buy how rich you are. Secondly, we're not quite sure, given your bankruptcy filings, that everything you say is what you say. Now, he's weathered that within the Republican primaries and taken out 16 of the most incredible set of candidates we've ever seen. Is that a big deal?
No.
Is he going to have to address that?
No. The American dream is not about how many times you fail. You don't even know how many times I failed, Neil. Every great entrepreneur has failed. Thomas Edison talks about all the 50,000 times he's failed led to the times he succeeded. We accept entrepreneurial failure because it just shows he got back up and ended up, getting it done and being successful. Now, you can argue on the margin how much, but it doesn't really matter.
No, I agree with that. I think it's safe to say the guy's rich.
Yeah.
We'll leave it at that.